You just lean back onto the couch after a long, exhausting day, and before you can even fully breathe out, your dog climbs right on top of you and puts its full weight on your chest, like that is exactly where it belongs. A lot of people laugh at first and think it is just being clingy, asking for attention, or maybe even being a little annoying because it is so heavy. But that very ordinary moment may not be random at all. What looks like clinginess, cuddling, or even bad manners can sometimes be connected to attachment, stress sensing, the instinct to find safety, or even a response to tiny changes in the human body. And the deeper you go, the more you realize that climbing onto you is not just a cute habit. It may actually be one of the clearest ways your dog communicates with you. If hearing that already reminds you of sweet moments with your best friend, do not be shy about giving this video a like to get started. Your dog does not always climb on you just because it wants to play or be petted. Sometimes, it is reacting to your stress. On the outside, you may look completely normal. You are not saying anything, not crying, and not acting strange. But your breathing may be shorter, your body may feel more tense, and your movements may be slower. Dogs are very good at noticing those tiny changes. That is why some dogs come closer and then climb all the way onto their owner, almost like they want to press their body against you. That feeling is a little like deep pressure. It is simple, but powerful. It is gentle, warm, steady, and constant. For many people, that kind of contact can feel calming, like something is holding them together when their mind feels messy. What is interesting is that your dog does not need to understand exactly why you are upset. It only needs to feel that something is different. And instead of staying away, it chooses to come close in the most instinctive way it knows. Have you ever noticed that on the days when you feel the most tired, the most stressed, or just completely drained after a long day, your dog seems to stick to you even more? At that moment, it may not just be looking for attention. It may feel that something is off with you, and it is responding in its own way. Humans are not the only ones who feel stress and fear. Dogs have those moments too. When thunder crashes outside, fireworks go off again and again, or a strange sound suddenly breaks the silence in the middle of the night, many dogs change right away. Some start shaking, some breathe fast. Some pace back and forth, and many dogs do not choose to hide in a dark corner or crawl under a table. Instead, they run straight to their owner. That is not random. In behavior research, the bond between a dog and a close caregiver has many similarities to secure attachment. That means when a dog is afraid, it naturally looks for the one who makes it feel safest. Just being near you, smelling your familiar scent, feeling your warmth, and sensing your presence can help calm its nervous system. So when your dog climbs onto you during a scary moment, it is not trying to control you or overreact. Most likely, it is simply looking for the safest shelter it knows, and in its world, that place is you. After those emotional reasons, there is another very interesting instinct underneath all of this. Dogs live in a world of scent much more than we do. So when your dog leans on you, puts its paws on you, or lies pressed tightly against your body, it is not only making physical contact. In many cases, it is also leaving its scent on you in a very natural way. This should not be understood through the old idea that a dog is trying to be the alpha or show dominance. That explanation is far too simple, and most of it is outdated. Many scent-marking behaviors in dogs are not really about dominance at all. They are more connected to familiarity, safety, and social bonding. For dogs, scent is part of identity. It helps them tell who is a stranger, who is familiar, what place is safe, and what belongs to their trusted world. So when your dog chooses to touch you that way, it may be unconsciously mixing its scent with yours as a way to keep that connection there. In the gentlest way to understand it, that behavior is like a quiet little mark, not to control you, but almost like it is softly saying, "This is my person." And then, there is one possibility that surprises a lot of people even more. Sometimes a dog does not climb on you just to be close. Instead, it becomes especially focused on one very specific area. It pushes its nose into that spot, lies on top of it, or repeats that behavior again and again like it is trying to tell you something. Science shows that dogs can detect very tiny changes in the smell of the human body. In some cases, they react to changes in blood sugar, warning signs before a seizure, or other biological changes that a person has not noticed yet. A dog's sense of smell is far more sensitive than ours, so sometimes it really does notice that something is different. But this is where you need to stay realistic. A dog climbing on you does not automatically mean you are sick, and you should not treat every reaction like magic. What matters is change. If your dog never acted this way before, but recently started pressing its nose into one spot, staying unusually close, or focusing again and again on one part of your body, that is not something to ignore. Maybe it will turn out to be nothing serious, but sometimes that firm, unusual behavior is exactly what makes you pay attention sooner. But not every meaning is deep or worrying. Sometimes your dog simply wants to get close to your face. For dogs, the face carries a lot of information. They look at your eyes, read your expression, smell your breath, and feel your attention from a much closer distance than humans are used to. The problem is, you are much taller than your dog. So the fastest way for it to check in after being apart, even for just a few hours or a few minutes, is to run over, climb onto you, and bring its face as close to yours as possible. Every dog owner knows this scene. You just open the door and step inside, and before you can even set your things down, your dog runs over, stands up, places both paws on you, and stares right into your face like it is making sure, yes, you are really home. From the outside, some people might call that rude or badly behaved, but in many cases, it is simply a very dog-like way of saying hello. It does not hold back. It does not try to be polite. It just wants to reconnect right away with the person it cares about most, and the fastest way to do that is to get close to your face. And sometimes, the reason is very simple. You may have accidentally taught your dog to do this a long time ago. When it was little, every time it climbed on you, you probably thought it was adorable, so you laughed, picked it up, petted it, or spoke to it in a soft voice. To a human, that is just a cute little moment. But to a dog, that is a very clear reward. In behavior learning, when an action is answered with attention, petting, or positive emotion, there is a very good chance that action will happen again. Your dog does not need to understand the theory. It only needs to remember that every time it does this, it gets closer to you, gets to touch you, and gets a response from you. So what started as a tiny behavior when it was young slowly became a habit as it grew up. Not because it was planning anything complicated, but because it learned that climbing on you is a very effective way to get connection. When your dog was little, did you ever let it do that because it looked too cute to stop? If yes, that makes perfect sense. A lot of dog owners do the same thing. And then one day, that dog weighs many pounds, or about many kilograms, and still keeps the exact same habit. The only difference is that now you realize you may have taught it from the very beginning. When you step back and look at all the reasons we just went through, one thing becomes very clear. A dog climbing on you does not always come from one separate cause, all by itself. Sometimes it senses your stress and wants to press close to comfort you. Sometimes it is the one feeling afraid and comes to you like a safe shelter. Sometimes it is leaving its scent on you. Sometimes it just wants a close hello. And sometimes it is simply a habit that has been strengthened over a long time. But no matter where the behavior starts, many of those reasons all meet in one place in the end. That place is attachment. Dogs do not always show love in ways that humans can easily name right away. They cannot speak, and they cannot explain themselves, but they use their body to stay near you, lean on you, look for you, and come back to you again and again. So sometimes what is happening is not as complicated as we think. Maybe your dog is not doing anything special at all. Maybe it is simply choosing the place that feels safest, most familiar, and most connected. And in its very small but very real world, that place is you. From the outside, your dog climbing on you may look like a slightly annoying habit, a funny little moment, or simply a very familiar clingy behavior. But when you look more deeply, it holds far more meaning than most people realize. Inside that one action, there can be nervous system responses, the instinct to look for safety, memories of comfort and protection, and habits built over time. And right in the middle of all of it is the trust your dog places in its human. As someone who truly loves dogs too, I always feel pulled to understand these tiny behaviors more deeply, because the more I understand, the more I realize that living with dogs is not only about loving them, it is also about learning how to read the quiet signals they send us every day. So after you finish this video, the next time your dog climbs right onto you, you may see that moment a little differently. Maybe it is not just a habit. Maybe it is one of the clearest ways your dog is telling you that it truly trusts you. And if you would like, feel free to leave your beloved best friend's name in the comments below. I will read them and get to know your adorable friends. See you again.